Okay, so Anthropic just cut off access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for everyone. Now, this comes after US government asked them to suspend access. Now, here's the post from Anthropic. The US government, citing national security authorities, has issued an export control directives to suspend all access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5 by any foreign national, whether inside or outside the United States, including foreign nationals. Anthropic implies. Now, this is going to be significant because I think the US government has definitely realized that these models are getting really, really capable. There were some conversations regarding relaxing AI regulations, but seems like this is a threshold that they don't want to cross. So the net effect of this order is that we must abruptly disable Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for all our customers to ensure compliance. So it's not only people who are outside the US or who are not US nationals, but everyone, because it's going to be extremely hard for Anthropic to figure out who is a US national and who is not. And that's why they had to cut off both Fable 5 and Mythos 5 access, including, I'm assuming this also includes the project Glasswing, because it was available to organizations, but you don't know whether the people who were using this are going to be US nationals or not. Now, if you want to look at the more broader statement, so here is the main statement. Now, the main reason was that they say that we received the directives from the US government around 5:21 Eastern time. I'm in the Pacific time zone, so I was actually running some experiments, and in the middle of the experiments, it just stopped, which is kind of crazy. So they say the letter did not provide specific details of the national security concerns. Our understanding is that the government believes it has become aware of the methods of bypassing or jailbreaking Fable 5. We reviewed a demonstration of this specific technique being used to identify a small number of previously known minor vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities all appear relatively simple, and we have found that the other publicly available models are able to discover them as well without requiring a bypass, right? And more specifically, they actually point out that models like GPT 5.5 can actually do that, right? So this is really interesting because there might be a lot more to it, which the US government is probably not sharing, or Anthropic probably needs some time. But my worry is that Fable is probably the last most capable model that we are going to see in a while. Any other model that we're going to see after this is going to be strongly restricted, specifically when it comes to cybersecurity. And the thing is that a lot of people were criticizing Anthropic for the type of restrictions that they have added to their service, especially the denials request. If you have anything related to cybersecurity or even biology, you would see that Fable will be automatically degraded to Opus 4.8. Now, Anthropic got a lot of slack for that, but seems like there were actually real concerns around the safeguards that are being deployed with Fable 5. Now, here they say that in the weeks leading up to launch of Fable 5, Anthropic worked with the US government, the UK, multiple private third-party organizations, and internal teams to red team Fable's safeguard for thousands of hours in total. And then they go on to say that no tester have yet been able to find universal jailbreak, a jailbreak method that can very broadly bypass the model's safeguards, unblocking a wide range of cybersecurity capabilities. And it's very interesting because I think the reality is going to be very different than what we developers actually see. There seems to be a lot of conversations, and people at the highest level are taking these things a lot more seriously. I feel like Anthropic was pushing for a lot of AI safety. Now, some of these things might be the result of those things in itself. However, as I said, it probably is going to set precedence for all other labs as well. Then here they say we suspect that the perfect jailbreak resistance is not currently possible for any model provider. Every safeguard used in the industry is vulnerable to non-universal jailbreaks, and it's likely that the universal jailbreaks will eventually be found in future. Then they basically defend why they had this 30-day retention of customer data with Fable, because they want to also make sure that they can go through that data, figure out if somebody has tried to jailbreak, if those are universal jailbreaks or non-universals. But at least it will give Anthropic the ability to go through the data and see if there are any cybersecurity related concerns, right? There was a lot of outcry about it. Now, the main question is going to be that, okay, so the US government is telling these frontier labs to disable access to these capable models. What about open weight models? Some people have raised concern about open weight models. I hope it doesn't come to that the US government blocks access to open weight models as well. In my opinion, they lag behind closed source models by a lot at this point, but we'll have to see. And hopefully we will get access to Fable 5 pretty soon after all of this clears up. Okay, then they talk about what was disclosed to them. So they say we have not even received a disclosure of concerning non-universal jailbreak that led to a harmful result. The potential jailbreaks that have been disclosed to us are either entirely benign responses or are minor findings that provide no Mythos specific uplift. And that is the main concern. It might not be just limited to Mythos or Fable class models. They could come for models which are far less capable, right? So if you are using these models, I think it's actually really important to be concerned about this. Now, they say that to the date, the US government has not given us any verbal evidence of a potential narrow, non-universal jailbreak, which essentially consists of asking a model to read a specific code base and fix any software flaws. Our understanding is that one potential jailbreak was shared with the government. We have reviewed a report that we believe is the basis of US government's directive and validated that the level of capability displayed there is widely available from other, including OpenAI GPT 5.5, and is used every day by defenders who keep system safe, right? So this is kind of the main concern that I have right now. What if they tell all the other labs to even restrict access to the models that people are already using? We'll have to see how this develops. I'll probably create another update video on this. Anyways, wanted to just quickly record this video, give an update on what exactly is happening with Fable 5, and let's hope the open source models remain open. Thanks for watching.